Derek has always wanted to be something bigger than life. He wanted to be in the spotlight, wanted to be great.
I grew up out in the middle of nowhere, cornfields and woods. My fun was hunting, fishing, riding the four-wheeler, just making our own fun outside. I was huge into sports. Like, I don't know why I clicked with sports at an early age. I wasn't even that good growing up.
They have a whole court, and then right beside it they have a half court. And he wanted to play on that half court while the ball game was going on. Now he's just this little bitty guy, and then he's got a little basketball with him. And he kept throwing it. He couldn't quite get it up there. And he looked at me, he says, if I had a big basketball, he said, I could make it. And I said, I don't think so. So we got him a big basketball from some of the kids that were playing. And the very first time he pitched it, went right in the basket. He said, see, told you.
He was never the best player on the team or never the best wrestler. In fact, the first year he wrestled in high school, he only won two different matches, I think. He really didn't have the talent for it, but he put his heart and soul into it, and you could see from the time he started to the end of the year how much of improvements he had made. By the time he was a senior, he had made great improvements and only had lost 2 matches versus having only won 2 matches this first year. So
in high school, I went out for the wrestling team, and I didn't do very well. I got beat up a lot, and I actually hated it because I was a big sissy at the time. I was a big mama's boy. I'm still a mama's boy, but yeah, so I got my butt kicked, and it was probably brutal to watch.
You know, my first year, I got my butt whooped, and we were just talking to Grandma. We were laughing about it, how she would joke and say, they'd blow the whistle, they'd smack the mat, because I'd get pinned. And I didn't like getting beat up. I was a big sissy. I got babied my whole life. And then, when you came, and you guys were telling me to come in and wrestle with Cody, that all of a sudden I caught that wrestling bug, and I go, okay, if I'm going to do this, my whole life's dedicated to it.
Right.
Everything I have is
You guys are the reason where I'm at today too.
It's just iron sharpens iron.
And I love it, absolutely.
So,
my college coach said to me all the time, and it's right. It is right.
he always, like I said, put his heart and soul into everything he did. And at the end of the year, he would always get the most improved award in the different sports that he did, which to me means a lot. Shows that he has a great drive, really works his heart to improve himself in anything he does. And not only would he help or try to improve himself, but he was a great encouragement to the rest of his teammates. I can remember watching him at soccer practice that he would usually be one of the first ones done running his laps, but so that the people at the tail end didn't feel alone or feel left out, he would go back and run extra laps just to encourage them, to run alongside them and give them encouragement. So he's just always been a real motivator and a real encourager.
Did you ever thought I'd be a bodybuilder?
I never thought about a bodybuilder.
Or this big?
No. And I don't want you to get any bigger, but I know you want to.
If I have to, yeah.
Actually, I think we're built alike.
Pretty close.
See? It's just he's hard and I'm soft.
And you didn't have to cut a whole lot your senior year
Yeah.
because you and I talked and said, let's not kill ourselves.
Okay,
in a
that's
bad
my senior
position.
year. Okay, yeah.
But you still had about 3 or 4 pounds.
Yeah.
And you go, well, Coach, I had popcorn this morning. I had popcorn this morning.
I know what you're going to
I
say.
had popcorn this morning and milk. And I go, popcorn and milk? And you go, well, I figured so since popcorn is air-based, it's not going to weigh anything. So I'm gonna be able to cut that weight easy. And milk is just white water. so I don't have to worry about adding any weight off of it. And you and I sat down, and I think that's when the diary came out, and I was like, listen, I need to show you a couple things.
When he did come tell me that he decided he wanted to be a bodybuilder, after watching him excel at wrestling, I knew that if it's something he wanted to do and he wanted to put his mind to it, that he was just going to give it his all and he could do whatever he wanted to do. So I had complete faith in him, and I was excited. I just love watching him up on the stage doing anything, and I knew that that's where he would excel. He just loved always being the center of attention and being in the spotlight. So being a bodybuilder is something perfect for him.
This here is where it all started. The first gym I had ever stepped foot in and got the pump at the Zone here in Petersburg. As all of you know, I was a wrestler growing up, and that was whenever I really got the most serious about sports and training, and I was extremely focused on that. But that was short-lived after I went to college, and I only wrestled for a short period of time there in Tennessee at Cumberland University, and it was cool, but I just knew that something else was out there for me. And so I transferred schools. I just went to school for business, and I didn't really, nothing was clicking besides the fact that I was just in the gym training every day. I'd be there for, at least 2 hours a day, every day. And I didn't have the passion for anything but training. And I wanted to sculpt my physique and look good. I knew nothing about bodybuilding, but, I met some guys in the gym who were bodybuilders, and they, explained to me what bodybuilding was. I looked up some motivational bodybuilding videos, and I literally just decided right then and there in the parking lot before I went into the gym one day, I'm gonna be a bodybuilder. And I said it to myself in the mirror. I went in and told everyone at the gym that I'm gonna be a bodybuilder, and I just went and did it. And I gave myself time to train as a bodybuilder versus training like a wrestler was a bit different. And all my focus and everything in my life revolved around bodybuilding at that point. All the eggs were in one basket, and that was for bodybuilding. And so I learned how to eat better. I looked up, animal packs or animals, big on a budget from Evan Centopani. That was the first bodybuilding diet that I ever did. Now I'm a sponsored athlete with Animal, which is crazy to think about. But I learned how to eat and train and get enough rest to grow muscle and shape my physique to be the best bodybuilder I could be. And then shortly after, I think I gave myself about a year to a year and a half to train specifically for bodybuilding before I did my first show. And I did my first show. I won, it was the Indianapolis Championships, NPC Indianapolis Championships. And I won the novice lightweight, the overall, and I won the open welterweight. I wasn't even a full welterweight that year. When I went on to junior nationals, this was 2015, I weighed in like at the mid to high 150s on stage, 150 pounds, 150 to 160 pounds on stage as a welterweight, and I won my class at junior nationals in 2015. So that was definitely when I realized there was something to this bodybuilding for me. Like I could have a good career. I already believed in myself before I ever competed, but the first year I competed, even in the lighter weight classes, it kind of solidified that there could be a good future for me in bodybuilding. So I kept going. It was tough. The first competition I ever did was tough, and just like wrestling, I was kind of a sissy, and like I just felt like it was almost too tough for me, but I just stuck it out. I kept going, and the preps never get easier, but you just get tougher. And now it's I wouldn't say it's any easier for me now competing at the Olympia, but I know what I'm getting myself into. So some advice to you guys that are just starting out, just stick it out, just see it through, you know, finish that goal that you have set, whether it's a competition or whatever, and then, you know, that way you can find out like whether it's for you or not, or regardless, win, lose, or draw, it's gonna make you better as a person, make you stronger and tougher. So just stick it out, and you know, good things will happen. The next year, I went from a welterweight to a middleweight. This was 2016. I was a full middleweight, so I was weighing upwards to like 180 on stage, and I won the first ever Midwest Battle of Champions, an NPC show, which is now the Indie Pro. Okay, we got somebody else trying to be, you know, Insta famous here. Go sit down, sit down. So the Midwest Battle of Champions, I won the overall as a middleweight. And now, like I said, it's the Pro-Am show here in Indy. And following that, I went on to Junior Nationals again. I won the overall as a middleweight in 2016, the NPC Junior Nationals. I expected to go on to USA's and earn my pro card that year as a middleweight, and unfortunately I placed second. But it was actually the best thing that ever happened to me. It definitely humbled me and made me realize, like, okay, like, I don't know, it just made me realize a lot about myself and how I wanted to take my career as a bodybuilder. And I came back stronger in 2017, a full light heavyweight. It was tough to get down to 197 for NPC USA's, but I did it.
The first place award, the title of 2017 NPC USA overall champion, 59, to Derek Lunsford.
With the overall title of Mr. USA 2017. That was one of the most proud moments of my life, one of the best titles I've ever earned in my life. And as most of you know, I went on 6 days later to the Tampa Pro Show in the 212 division and won my pro debut 6 days after turning pro. Everything just kind of fell in place this year. I'm extremely blessed and thankful for everyone's support. Mall Nutrition, who supported me, you know, Animal, who I signed with before any of this happened, also, you know, Muscle Potential, that's giving me my competition suits. I'm now sponsored by Protein. I'm so thankful to be with them, you know, and everyone else, you know, my friends and family and all the other people that supported me. You guys are amazing. You know, I'm so thankful for you. I'm so grateful for you. I will never take anyone for granted. But yeah, last year I did place 5th at the Olympia, and I got Rookie of the Year. Rookie of the Year was probably the other most special title or thing I accomplished in my life. Besides Mr. USA, the Rookie of the Year at the Olympia that's a one-shot deal. You're only a rookie one time, and I earned it, and I'm so proud of it. But I did place 5th last year. I'm very happy with that, but I'm not satisfied. I'm not content. And this year I have no doubt in my mind that I'm coming out with the title. Number one, there's no excuses. I have the potential to do it. All I have to do is put in the work, and that's what I've been doing since the Olympia. The morning after the Olympia, I got started for this year's Olympia. I've not quit since. I'm only improving, I'm only getting better. This year's gonna be night and day compared to last year. You know, it's not up to me whether I win, lose, or draw, but I will be the best physique on stage, period.
I tell you, this last year has just been amazing. I am so proud of my son. Even if he hadn't achieved all the things he's done, I would still be very proud of who he is. He's such a good kid. He has a good heart. But this last year, watching his dreams come true has just been just been the most amazing thing. I think as a parent, any of us could say what we want more for our children than anything is to see their dreams come true, and to watch him go from being an amateur to being a pro to being fifth in the world as a bodybuilder has just been amazing. I'm just so proud.